Hutao has been out for a while now, and I'm sure many of you are considering going for her C1 because of the raw insane damage that her charged attacks can put out, or you might be considering going for Homa since it's clearly leaps and bounds ahead of any other weapon for her. Before the video, I just want to preface this by saying you shouldn't feel pressured to get either Staff of Homa or C1. This video is mainly for those who have disposable income and enjoys this game enough to spend on it every now and then. Okay, let's start with her C1, which removes the stamina cost for charged attacks while using her elemental skill. Her charged attacks have an insanely high multiplier, as well as lining up perfectly with her short internal cooldowns for Vaporize, causing it to be the damage instance that triggers Vaporize given you're spamming it right. But what I've realized after playing with her is that her charged attacks can feel very clunky at times, because it repositions you really far behind the enemy, meaning you have to turn around and dash back to your target if it is still alive, causing a loss in overall DPS as well. Of course, there are enemies that charged attacks can't phase through, like Rune Guards or Elemental Cubes. It's only in instances like this where C1 can be really beneficial to your DPS, but for the sake of the argument, let's compare the damage output from spamming charged attacks versus regular attacks, and we'll be using Deathmatch for this comparison. Okay, charged attacks did do significantly more damage, but that was to be expected. Next, let's move on to Staff of Homa. With how well Hu Tao drops her own HP, Homa's passive will always be active, given you don't run her with a really strong healer. And mind you, the Homa's second passive is nothing to be scoffed at. Given a standard Hu Tao build of HP percent, pyro and crit, it can easily give anywhere between 300 attack to 500 attack, not to mention crit damage secondary stat, boosting her DPS outputs to ridiculous values. Just to solidify my point, here's a clip of Homa's damage versus her best 4-star weapon, Deathmatch. From the looks of it, Homa does around 50% more damage than Deathmatch, but Deathmatch does allow for more consistent crit, bringing that number down. It's hard to place an exact number on it, but essentially the more crit rate subs you have from your artifacts, the better Homa becomes. Deathmatch just makes building her way easier. Overall, I strongly believe that Homa outdamages C1, but even so, if you're planning on rolling on Homa's banner, you have to realize that there is a possibility of never getting it, whereas C1 is guaranteed with 160 or so fates. Bottom line is, spend responsibly and don't spend what you don't have or what you can't afford to be using. Well, that's it for the video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed. I'll be making more Genshin related content in the future, so stay tuned. See you guys next time.